Four on the Floor brought to you by Citywide Banks. 4 topics, 30 seconds each. When you hear the bell, shh. First topic. Gary Pinkel, the head coach at the University of Missouri, says all independents in the college game should have to join conferences, and all conferences should have title games before being allowed in the BCS playoff. 2 separate ideas there. Tell me if you agree or disagree.
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you. I don't think that independents have to be in conferences. Notre Dame has a tie-in now with what, the ACC in football, has had a tie-in in basketball.
His reasoning is that you don't get a good gauge on independents because they're not in a league.
I don't care. I mean, the only independents, there's 3 that are of any magnitude: Army, BYU, and Notre Dame. I think we get a feel for Army. We get a feel for BYU plays a competitive schedule.
Yeah.
Notre Dame plays one of the best schedules annually in the world. I mean, they're playing Southern Cal. They're playing teams from the Big Ten. No. I think conferences should have to have a title game. You should have 12 teams in your conference. That's Big 12. He's pointing at the Big 12. Get yourself a title game.
Yeah. I disagree with him on both counts. You mentioned Notre Dame plays a very tough. Notre Dame plays about as tough a schedule as there is in the country year after year, and so does Army. So I mean, that's a plenty good enough gauge for me.
Yeah.
Being in a league doesn't tell me if they're better or worse. They could be in a crappy league and run to a 12-0 record. And then the other thing about having to play a title game in your conference, why? If you're good, everybody recognizes it. If Notre Dame runs the table playing this great independent schedule, I don't need them in a conference title game to know that they belong in the BCS playoff. Gary, you're wrong. All right, the Indiana Pacers are wearing the 40th anniversary Hoosiers jerseys this year. Hickory High. Best sports movie ever.
I like that idea, first of all. I think
it's kind of fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
NBA teams are kind of opening up to more fun things. Best sports movie ever? I think Rocky VI, because I was in it and I'm still getting paid. Hoosiers was the best basketball movie of all time. I think there were great boxing movies. Field of Dreams was my favorite sports movie of all time, but Hoosiers was great. And that play, the picket fence, all teams should be running it now.
I'm a big fan of Bull Durham for a number of reasons. Number 1, humor. Number 2, some great lines and great speeches in that movie. And number 3, one of the few movies out there where I wasn't sitting in the audience and going, these guys are not believable as athletes. Kevin Costner can play baseball. We watched him down with the Rockies in Tucson when they were at High Corbett. He took infield with the Rockies one day, and I was there, and he was a ball player. I mean, really, really good.
I thought all those Hoosiers guys, though, they were ball players.
That was realistic.
Players
yeah,
and
absolutely,
stuff. Okay.
absolutely. All right. Third question. Giants want to sign Eli Manning to an extension before this season starts because he's going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. Should he sign with the New York Giants, or should he wait to sign with, wait for it, the Denver Broncos?
Well, I guess this question is there because you are the guy that thinks he should replace Peyton. But you better I've always said this, a friend of mine said it, and I agree with him, never trade a sure thing for romance. You got a sure thing there. The Giants want you back. He bought a home. We heard from a guy that was on the show. He bought a home in New Jersey.
Yeah.
He likes it there. He's comfortable there. He's won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants. If they pull a team together of guys that all have their fingers and toes, I think they can be back in the mix.
Would love to see him or Phillip Rivers in a Broncos uniform. They're both free agents at the end of this year. But I'm with you. Eli's going to stay in New York. His dad even said he's probably going to stay in New York. Eli belongs in New York. He should finish his career there. He's still a good quarterback. They'd be out of their minds to not sign him to an extension. He deserves it. He won 2 Super Bowls for him. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. All right. Last question. Pancakes or waffles?
You go first.
Waffles, they're good, and I like the space so the syrup collects in them, so they're kind of squishy when you eat them. But they look so weird. Waffles look like something that belong in a machine. Part of a machine. Pancakes, I'm taking pancakes.
I'm going waffles. I know. See, in your mind, waffles belong on the bottom of a Nike shoe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, waffles.
But I totally disagree with you. You were on it. You were on it. I mean, pancake. You ever had pancakes and you have eggs and bacon and stuff? The syrup is all over the plate.
Oh, I like that. I like
I
syrup
don't
on
want
my eggs,
syrup
and I like it on my
mixed with
toast,
eggs.
and I like it on my pancakes.
If I want syrup on my eggs, I'll put syrup on my eggs. I want my syrup on my pancakes, so I want waffles because it's in there. You ever stay in a hotel? You can make your own waffle.
Make your own.
Sure, but they have those free breakfasts. You go down there and you pour that little container in there. You do that, you turn it over. You got the waffle. You put strawberries. It's like a dessert item in the morning.
You're talking about a waffle bar is basically what you're talking about.
They have free breakfast at you must stay. I know you stay at the Wynn. Some of us occasionally stay at like
places where you get free
and,
food
and Motel 8s or
usually
7s
if
or
places
whatever.
are doing free food, it ain't very good food. Four on the floor brought to
The
you by
waffle,
City.
you can't screw up a waffle.
True. Four on the floor brought to you by, unless it sticks to the girdle.
It doesn't in
the
those
griddle. The
in
griddle.
those hotels.
The girdle. The griddle.
So you don't know if you stay at a Residence Inn
Or a Hampton Inn or
Corner,
something like that, yeah.
Well, you can go next door to the other cheap hotel and just get in line because they don't know.
Why am I not surprised? Citywide Banks is a family-owned, Colorado-focused business bank. 12 locations
Must be
across
nice to
Denver
be
and Boulder.
rich.
There
You
is
don't have
one
to
near
do that
you.
stuff.
Many services they provide that your business needs, and they are a supporter of many, many charities around Colorado. It's Citywide Banks where this show does its banking.